told me $2,600. Who finna pay $2,600 for a preceptor? That's like a whole session tuition. Hello guys, it's Tamika. If you're new here, I'm Tamika. If you are returning, welcome back. I am a registered nurse practitioner student, and the purpose of this video is to basically do an update video on my nurse practitioner program. It'll be pretty quick. I'm gonna try. I have my notes, so I won't be all over the place. It's currently 7:50 a.m. October 30th. I am going to try to edit this video and post it today. Well, it probably shouldn't need much editing because it's just a sit down. It's not like vlog style. Yes, so I'm giving y'all an update. I clock in to work at 8 o'clock, so I'm going to try to hurry up and make this quick. Yeah, I have so much to update you guys on right now. I am in differential diagnosis, my first clinical class for the nurse practitioner program. Let me tell you, hold on, let's see. Yeah, differential diagnosis and primary care practicum. So I actually start clinical tomorrow, Friday, October 31st. Have so many emotions about that. I need to update you guys on my last class, which I almost failed, guys. Advanced physical assessment was the whole thing, okay? It was the whole thing, and it's not just me, so it makes me feel a little more comfortable knowing that students who had like a 4.0 GPA, all A student, whatever, had a difficult time in that class as well. So, and then I was able to speak to other students during immersion weekend, which I'll go into that, which they were having a difficult time with that class as well. The class itself wasn't difficult. It was more so just because Chamberlain is the school I go to. The classes are 8-week sessions. So trying to cram all that in addition to, you know, just your life, and we'll talk about it. I'm not going to ramble because I'm going to forget a lot of things. So I'm drinking my Starbucks. This is a venti caramel ribbon crunch, my favorite drink. I shouldn't even have to read the label. Single shot of espresso. I normally get a grande, but I had some points, so I was like, let me do extra and get a venti, and I need it anyway. I actually need to stop drinking Starbucks. I've been drinking Starbucks literally every day, and I feel like that's contributing to my anxiety, and of course the sugar is contributing to my weight gain. I have picked up a few pounds, but yeah, so let's get into this video. First of all, let me pull up my screen where I'm able to literally clock in 7 minutes. So, because that's first thing first, and then we'll just chit chat as we go. Because when I clock in, today is Thursday. Usually on Thursdays, the messages aren't that heavy. So it also depends on which providers I'm covering. So, yeah. Yeah, I got a lot to catch y'all up on about this school situation, because your girl been going through it. So we're going to chit chat about it, and we're going to get through, and that's that. So let me go into, yeah, I'm working from home today, obviously. So let me go into, we'll talk about all of that. Because if you're new here, you don't know. If you're old here, you probably don't know, because I haven't posted a video in a while. So I will update you guys on everything that's going on. So I'm on the screen that I need to clock in. Let me see if they posted the assignment for today. Usually I cover 8 providers. Since I'm working from home, if I was in the clinic, they usually try to do like between 4 to 6 providers, because they have to do like the escalation calls and sometimes nurse visits if it's not an LPN in the office. And then in the office, they still have to do like all their test results and everything. From home, I never look in that results basket. I just look in the inbox and answer those messages there. But in the office, they have to do literally, they have more to do, so they have less providers. So they have not posted the assignment, so we'll just I'll keep my phone screen. Well, you know what? I'll get an alert. So let's get started. Okay, first thing first, my little sticky note. Let's talk about, okay, let's see what order I want to go in. Okay, so in this video, I plan on discussing the courses mainly that last course, advanced physical assessment, which gave me a hard time. Finding a preceptor, immersion weekend. I want to go into depth about that if you're considering going to Chamberlain or if you are a Chamberlain student. My study habits, the textbook, my clinical attire I have on this list, and beginning clinicals and my mental health. So we'll just start with advanced physical assessment. Let me go to this course because we still have access to our courses after the class ends. So okay, so I'm on class, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm on class 11 of 16, I think, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of 15, 11 of 15, because this is my first clinical course. We have a total of 5. So advanced patho. Let's see, did I take a break? I know I took a break. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so I started advanced physical assessment September 2025, and I just ended it last week on Friday. So at my school, I don't know how other schools work, but at my school, 84.00% is what you have to make, and that's a B minus. That is what you have to make to pass the course, y'all. I always try to go into the final exam with the A in the class, just, to give myself a little wiggle room. However, this course, I probably didn't have an A after like week 3, 4 maybe. So I went into this final exam with an 88. And then after the final, y'all, 84.65%. I barely made it, okay? A few points by the grace of God. So the content is pretty heavy, but it's so stressful because in this course you have a physical assessment video. It's an assignment physical examination video that you have to do, and it's a pass or fail. If you don't pass the video, you fail the class. The grade does not go towards your grade. However, if you don't pass the video, you fail the class. So I was just like, I'm focused on this video, okay? Not the content, just this video. Just getting this video done. So the rubric for the head to toe was so long, y'all. We basically had to do a head to toe on a volunteer. I chose my kid's father. He was gracious enough to allow me to make my video because my kids would not cooperate. But anyway, on the video, I was so scared, y'all. I did this video over so many times, and I finally submitted it. I submitted it actually like 2 weeks early. And then within that 2 weeks, I was like, should I do it over? Should I do it over? Should I do it over? Because I knew a few things I had missed. But the things I knew I missed, I didn't even get points marked off for that. So out of 125, I end up getting, how many points did I get? I ended up getting 122. So it's at like a 97%. Which I am so proud of myself for that, y'all, because this thing was stressing me out, okay? I already have anxiety, and I don't really like the way I speak, like I enunciate or articulate. Like I have an issue. It's like a mental issue I have with myself. So I'm already like, and then just watching myself on the video, I'm like, oh my gosh. But when I was showing people, they was like, oh my God, you did so good, you did so good. But I was still in my head like, oh, this is not good enough. But anyway, we did good. We passed that. We did immersion weekend in this class, which if you go to Chamberlain or if you plan on going to Chamberlain, prepare for immersion weekend to go to Chicago in week 6 or 7. I went in week 7. So it was a whole weekend. Oh my God, y'all, it's 7:59. Let me clock in. I'm just talking. See, this is why you can't do YouTube. And I'm just like, okay, let me clock in. I'm clocked in. And let me log on to Epic, which is our EMR, so that I'm in there. So I've still got to wait for them to do the assignment, so we good. Because I don't even know which providers I cover. Okay. So immersion weekend. So it's a whole weekend. You go to Chicago and you basically do like in-person lectures, and then you do like skills. So I went on a Friday, me and my kid's father, we flew out on Friday, and we actually had like we went out just toward the city of Chicago. The traffic is crazy in Chicago. I live in Atlanta and the traffic is crazy in Atlanta, but Chicago is like a whole nother thing. So yeah, so that was Friday. We flew in. Saturday was immersion day 1. I actually have my badge here from immersion. So can you see kind of the schedule? It's like a whole day. They split you up in groups. I had group 1, and it was orthopedics, I say EKG still, but ECG, cardiology, skin rash. Then you get a long break, lunch. Then did gynecology, urology, and mental health. So that was day 1. You basically just sitting in a room. It was over 400 students. It was mixed with all the programs: family nurse practitioner, acute care. Just all the nurse practitioner students are required to do this, no matter which specialty or program. Even the psychiatric mental health nurse practitioners were here as well, which I can see why. They were questioning why, but I can see why that you need to know, certain skills or whatever that may affect your practice or your patients. Anywho, so day 1 was from 8:30, which I got there an hour early because I was unfamiliar with the with the city and the drive and everything. So it was from 8:30 to 4:10, and they were really punctual, with the time. And it was very organized with the cost of immersion weekend. So you have to pay everything out of pocket. It's not even including your tuition. So you have to pay for the flight, your hotel. You actually have to pay for the immersion event. And yeah, so that was hundreds of dollars. But they tell you when you apply for Chamberlain what to expect, so you have time to actually prepare for that. And then day 2 was a suture course. I will try to insert some videos. I didn't get much footage, but I took pictures, and then I did try to get a video of the suture course because it was more laid back. It was from 8 till 11, I believe. I can't remember, 8:30 to 11:30, something like that. And then after that, we went back to the city of Chicago so I can get a Chicago dog and take a picture in front of the beam. And why is this video already 13 minutes and I ain't even gotten to the meat and bones of the video? But I'm gonna keep chatting. If you're still here, I appreciate you. If not, I mean, you can fast forward, whatever you need to do, but I'm just chit chatting because it's really just a video diary for myself. Anywho, so yeah, we went, and then we went to the airport because we had to return the rental car, which we got it from the airport. And then we just chilled. Our flight was delayed like maybe 30 minutes, but it was a really good day, really good experience. And then I have to actually go back to Chicago for like an intensive review next year and during my last course. So I'm looking forward to that. I need to start preparing for that now financially. Anyway, so yeah, that was pretty much a nutshell of advanced physical assessment. So the quizzes in that class were based off like the module readings or information you get from the modules, and then the midterm and the final exam, y'all. I guess you had to read the book. I didn't have time to read that book, so I really rely on the module content and ChatGPT as a resource. I just copied and pasted the study guide, which is really just an outline, until ChatGPT, and it gave me like a little outline, but that was not enough to pass the test. So I do not recommend that. I recommend, if you can find the time, read the book. One thing I don't like about Chamberlain is we don't have lecture. Like it's asynchronous, which I understand, but I feel like we still need. I don't even care if the lectures are old. I'm a all around learner actually, but I need to still hear. I need to be taught this information, which a lot of master's programs is self-taught, especially online. It's really a responsibility to learn the information. However, it's just with the time frame of these classes, it was just hard, but I made it through. Point blank period. I made it through. I'm in the next course. I start clinical tomorrow. Okay. So next topic is finding a preceptor. So that's another thing with Chamberlain. I don't know how other schools are, but you have to find your own preceptor. So I waited until so you're supposed to turn in your application, your preceptor application, 120 days before the session start, before your clinical session start. Y'all, I probably turned mine in like 30 days, okay? But the application process, I know I shouldn't wait till the last minute, but the application process is really fast. I guess depending on how fast your preceptor respond and everything, but it was cool. So let me tell y'all about me finding a preceptor. So I already had an idea of who I wanted to use as my preceptor. Earlier in the year, my primary care nurse practitioner had already, we just had a quick conversation. She was like, I'll precept you, you know, so that was earlier in the year. So, okay, boom. I reached out to the office in September, or was it the end of August? It was probably the beginning of September. I reached out to the office and asked them, I was like, hey, such and such, we had already discussed. So the office manager responded to my email. She was like, oh, I'm sorry. Because I actually was going to take a break this session. I was going to take a break and start my clinical course in January. However, that wasn't in God's plans. Okay. Order my steps, Lord. So she was like, she already has a student for that time frame. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, fine. You know, I'm just going to sit this out, whatever. So I was like, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to sit this session out. I went on to FNP Hub and contacted them to try to help me find a preceptor, y'all. After I asked around, asked a few people, like other students I know, but it wasn't like I was actively searching for a preceptor. Like, oh my God, I need to find a preceptor. I'm just going with the flow at this point. So I reached out to FNP Hub. Y'all, why did you tell me $2,600? Who finna pay $2,600 for a preceptor? That's like a whole session tuition. Who about to do that? Not me. So I'm like, no, thank you, whatever. So I'm just chilling, just whatever. I reached out on Facebook to a doctor and an old office manager that I used to work with when I was a medical assistant. I didn't receive a response, so cool. No pressure. And then I went to my primary care office for, was it my physical? I went for my physical because it was time for my annual physical. And I think I needed refills on my blood pressure medication. So the provider I see, she's a nurse practitioner. I've been seeing her now for like maybe 3 years. We was just, you know, we always just have a little quick casual conversation. She asked me how school was going, and I was telling her. She was like, oh, she actually brought it up. She's like, I'm so sorry, you know, I have another student, no. And she was like, we just talking. I was like, well, I should start the class in November. She was like, what? Oh, we're doing this. I can precept you. She was more excited than me. And I was like, really? She was like, yes, we gonna do this. She was like, you my baby, you know. She was like, you remind me of my children. We just had a whole conversation. It was like a heart to heart. I was like, this is God. I know it's God. Whatever God has for you is for you. Like, I literally did not have to seek. Like God did that for me. I don't have to pay her. I'm gonna gift her. But I was like, how much you charge? She was like, what? So God is good. So I'm praying to God that all goes well, like our personalities go well together. I'm really easy and flexible. You know, I adapt to any type of environment. So I feel like everything will run smoothly. And then just her excitement about teaching me, you know. So we'll see. I'll definitely update you guys on clinical, and I start that tomorrow at a family practice office. It's maybe like 15 minutes from my house. My planned schedule is Monday and Tuesday clinical. Wednesday and Thursday I'm going to work from home, and then Friday, Saturday night I'm going to be in the hospital, and Sunday is like my sleep catch-up day. So that's going to be going for 8 weeks. Y'all pray for me. I'm nervous, okay? I'm so nervous about fitting all this in, plus studying, plus the kids, because I am now a single mom by choice, but that's another story, okay? So yeah, so we are now at 20 minutes in this video. So that's clinical. I'm so excited about that. I'm so actually nervous. I'm nervous, excited, all the things, all the feelings that are normal to have as a student. Feel like I don't know enough. But I'm just gonna do one day at a time. And then another thing that I do not like about Chamberlain, I don't know how other schools are, I'm not saying anything bad, I'm just saying what I don't like personally, is that the clinical time does not count. So say for example I'm there for 8 hours, that time does not count. We need 125 clinical hours per session, 8 weeks, okay? But the only time that counts toward those hours is direct patient care. I have a whole breakdown of what count as it's direct patient care. And for this first session of clinicals, they're giving us 1 hour per patient. So calculating that, I need to see at least, my goal is 8 patients. And it's not just observing your preceptor, it's actually you doing the things. So, and then the whole documented login, I will try my best, because I don't know what I'm doing. I will try my best to make a video, especially doing my first few login entries of, documenting my clinical hours, whatever. Y'all, I'm literally just going with the flow. That's another thing. That's why I got mental health on my list of things to discuss with you guys, because I'm just going through, but we're going to get this degree, okay? So we talked about the course. We talked about preceptor. Oh, and I also have my preceptor lined up for the next session, which starts in January. I reached out to a physician assistant I used to work with as a medical assistant over a decade. It's probably like over 15, 16 years ago, but we follow each other on Facebook. We don't talk to each other regularly, but you liking each other picture. I don't even spend a lot of time on Facebook actually, but when I am on there, I do see her, and she's very active in the community. So I was like, I reached out to her, and she responded like this, y'all. I don't even think 5 minutes went by. She was basically like, I will be pleased to precept you, be a part of your nurse practitioner journey. I was like, look at God. I didn't discuss, the fees, and I highly doubt that she would charge me. Again, I would give her, but so I have that in order for next session, and then the session after that, which starts in March, is for I plan on doing a pediatric rotation at my old job when I was a medical assistant. So that's the plan for that. They just actually put out our assignment for today for work. So yeah, I plan on doing a preceptorship or practicum at a pediatric office I used to work at. So I need to reach out. I'm gonna reach out to that nurse practitioner probably in January, start in March. And then for my OBGYN practicum, I have a few in mind, and I've actually reached out to 2 nurse practitioners in the FNP. So we'll see how that goes. And then after that, I believe I only have 1 more. And I really want to do like a minute clinic or something like that. So my goals, when I finish school, I don't even think I'm gonna go right into working as a nurse practitioner. Again, we'll see what God has planned for me. But I either want to do pediatrics, women's health, or urgent care, like a minute clinic. That's my goal. I do not want to do adult primary family practice care, whatever. If I do adults, which I highly doubt that I will do adults, it'll be women's health. It'll be a specialty. It will not be primary care. That's too much for my brain. So let's see. Today I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I do have 8 providers today. So I'm gonna try to multitask work, continue this video so I can get it done, or this will just be sitting on my memory card and I will not be posting this. So we gonna multitask. Oh good. I think a lot of these providers that I'm covering today, I should be good. I should be able to do a little I got a few more assignments to get done. Okay. So my providers wrote down. What we need to talk about next? We talked about immersion. So we talked about starting clinicals. Oh, I need to show y'all my so with clinicals, my attire. So we have to wear a white coat. So I ordered a white coat from offline. So I ordered it offline because I'm tall. Everything I purchased for myself, you know, as far as clothes, I have to get offline because I'm tall, I'm hippie, curvy, and I have big feet. So most of my stuff is, I don't go in the store to shop usually. So I ordered, so for clinical, I reached out to them to see, you know, what's the appropriate attire, what they prefer I wear. She was like, you can, you know, do business casual or scrubs, however, whatever makes you comfortable. So I'm like, cool. So I'll probably just go back and forth, but I did go on Shein or Shein, however y'all pronounce it. And I'm going to show y'all what I ordered. So I'm trying to show y'all my messy closet, but these, I ordered a few shirts, and then a few pair of pants, which y'all, these pants is so funny because they are like almost high waters for me. But I'm like, you know what? I don't even care. They're comfortable. They're cute. So I'll be doing like the outfit of the day, maybe. So y'all can kind of see. And then I'll have on my white coat. And yeah. So I already know what I'm wearing tomorrow, I think. So it's like the first day of school. I'm excited. I hope all goes really well these 8 weeks of clinical. Well, 7 weeks actually. Okay, so marking off the list. Next, we will talk about, what is that? I kind of discussed that. Yeah. So we'll do the whole, what do I want to talk about next? Because that's quick. My study habits, I'm switching it up, sort of, kind of. I'm kind of doing the same thing. Instead of buying a textbook, y'all, I love this desk. I bought me a new desk. I don't know if I showed y'all. I bought the one that moves up and down so it can stand up, sit down. I need to clean it off. But I was like, I'm not buying a textbook. I thought I was reading the reviews on Amazon how big the book was for this class. I'm like, I can't carry that around, you know, so I downloaded the textbook. Plus, online, I think the physical copy was $174 basically, compared to the online version of the textbook was $45, I believe. So we're using this. Well, let me show y'all. What? Well, let me show y'all the cover of this book. Yeah. So this book is the 6th edition, Primary Care, the Art and Science of Advanced Practice Nursing and Interprofessional Approach. So this is the and this book is so wordy, but I am going through, so this is week 1 I'm in. I printed off, Monday I had a whole day, y'all. I almost wasted so much time. I always go off and I don't never stick to this throughout the session. I'm going to try to be more organized, but this is the assignment summary, and I just highlight, you know, as I go. So week 1 was pretty much just a lot of busy work. And then I did do an assignment for week 6. I went ahead and did it, got a head start on that. So this class is quizzes, discussions. Oh my God, y'all, it's a preclinical CEA exam. It's 150 questions, I think, and you get 3 hours to take it. There's no way to prepare for this exam. I heard it's over pathophysiology, pharmacology, and advanced physical assessment, the 3 Ps that everybody talk about. So we'll see how I do on that. I heard if you don't, well, I read as well, if you don't get an 80% on that, you have to do remediation modules, which will be more time consuming. And then it's a national HIV curriculum, like modules. iHuman, virtual patients, we have to do 2 of those, some kind of other assignment. Midterm, final, a vice call, which I think you have to do like a, I don't know. We'll see. It's a lot, girl. It's a lot. But anyway, so I'm just going to try to speed this video up, okay? I'm going to try. So, study habits for this session. So, I am trying to be more organized because I just be all over the place. So let me see if I can. So with the module notes, I am going through on this quad graphing paper, I guess. Going through, oh, can y'all see all my information for work? I'm going through taking notes on this paper, okay? So this is the module stuff. With the last class, the quizzes were over the module information. I don't know what the quiz is going to be over. So I'm just, for week 1, I don't know. Got the module information notes, and then for my readings, let me go to that. For the readings, so this is all the notes for the module. And then for the readings, I'm going through taking notes on just regular line notebook paper, just to differentiate what's module, what's textbook notes. And then, so this first week, we only had 3 chapters to review. So I only have one more chapter. Siri, I am not talking to you. I only have one more chapter to read and take notes on, and then I need to take a quiz. And then where else? What is that? Is this it? No, that's not it. So module notes, textbook notes, and then as I'm reading, I am also using the infamous ChatGPT as a resource. And then this is the outline of our midterm. So after I take the quiz, I'm going to see what the quiz is talking about, and then go over these key concepts to study for the midterm. I'm going to try to stay ahead of the game, so I won't be trying to cram right before the midterm, because this is a lot of information. And then the last thing I wanted to discuss was my mental health, which is, I don't know if my mental health is triggered by just being overwhelmed with all the things I have going on, with 2 jobs, school, just life. Or if it's my diet, the caffeine, the sugar, or if it's, I don't know what's triggering it, but I have not been myself. I've been thinking about going back on an antidepressant or something. But first, this is going to be the last Starbucks I drink, probably for the rest of the year. I'm going on a real cleanse. I'm trying not to have to go back on medication, because I don't like feeling numb. I like to feel my feelings, but sometimes my feelings get to be too much. But so I'm going to do just, a social media break, focus on school, focus on work, just really hone in, to what's important, block out all the outside noise, fix my diet, and see how that goes. And I think that's it for this video. It's 33 minutes. I will try to come back tomorrow, let y'all know how my first day of clinical. I plan on just doing 4 hours tomorrow, just like an orientation. See how the office workflow, my nurse practitioner, her routine go. And maybe, hopefully, I get to see at least 4 or 5 patients. So we'll see how that goes. But no promises. I'm going to definitely try to come back. I do want these video diary entries for my own personal memories to go back and look on, because I'm not going back to school. I am not going back to school, mark my words. Y'all can have the DMP or whatever. I see how my coworker, now I'm just rambling, so if you want to, well, I'm just rambling at this point. I literally see how my coworker be looking at me like I'm crazy. She was like, girl, you can have that, you can have that. I'm like, my ultimate goal was to be a nurse practitioner. So, what other people's opinions, that's why you shouldn't really tell people what you're doing, especially work people. Because they always just negative Nancy's, and I don't need that around me. Just because something not for you doesn't mean, it's not for the next person. So I'm happy. It's just a lot. But I told myself, I was like, if you can have 6 kids, get through 6 pregnancies, one of them you were in nursing school, you can do this program. Okay, you can do all things through Christ. Okay, we can do anything we put our mind to. I'm like, there's so many people before me that probably wasn't even qualified, and guess what? They got through school. I ain't gonna say they wasn't qualified, but just I'm saying, like, whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. Okay, so if I so happen to fail at some point, which I hope I don't, because that will hurt me, that will crush my soul. If I do, that don't mean stop. That means just keep going. You know, work a little harder. Yeah. So if y'all have any questions, comments, of course, comment section is open. And thank you for watching this video, and I'll try not to be a stranger. And that's it for right now.